My name is Boris Klaric, and you are parked in the access aisle. Good morning, and thanks for joining us. Today, I'm going to be speaking with Daniel and Ruby from the world-renowned Drag Syndrome, a touring group of drag kings and queens whose stage performers are all people with Down syndrome. Thanks for speaking with me today and for all the great work you do in helping spread the message of inclusion and pride all over the world through your art.
Yes, that's what we do. And what I must say from the beginning is, our starting point is art. So this is what we're here for, is to perform, is to create art. It can be dance, it can be drag, it can be ballet, it can be live art, performance. And then suddenly what happened in stateside, suddenly you become an either advocate or an activist. And we want to get back the conversation to the art, to the performance, to the culture of what we do. So not everything that somebody with disability does will make waves and will be talked, and then the art will disappear. The conversation have to surround the art and performance and the career that the artists have. And again, this is something that when we travel the world and we see sometimes that people, instead of looking at the art first and the craft first, there's always this label of the disabled. And it's a bit boring for us because it's not, it's celebrated anyway, it's unapologetic. And this conversation first about disability and then the art is a bit boring, especially for the artists that work with us, because they do what they do. They don't really care what people think about them, if they think they're special needs or disabled or Down syndrome or whatever. This is not their concern. Their concern is to really perform really well on interesting stages and platforms. So the conversation about disability, people now see that, disabled art is very interesting. There's a new wave of artists with disability here in Europe that's doing incredible work, refreshing, interesting, insightful, that what we call a mainstream audience actually really engage and love it. And the disability is just like another layer. It's not, it's just there as like any other person that have layers of their personality. It's not over dramatic. It just maybe can be a bonus. And I think a lot of people want to divert conversation that people with disabilities are not enough to be a mainstream artist or as high quality artist as everybody else wants to be. And this conversation, we were very happy that what happened in the States kind of raised awareness that actually people see the disability rather than a person. And this is a bit of a boring way of looking at people, because even, if you look at disability, if you look at Down syndrome, every person with Down syndrome is so different from one another, like totally different vibes. And same with other group of people. And I think society have to learn that the word disability of somebody with disability doesn't mean anything about the person. And it's interesting to see audience coming and meeting us and see that they have personalities and they're there as successful as they are because they are very, very talented and very magnetic, and kind of like any other great artist, that's you have to have these qualities to be successful artist. So, for us, it's this conversation suddenly we had to kind of get out of our artistic skills and start talking about what the art that they're producing actually affecting, how it's affecting society and culture. And we didn't want to kind of start a conversation, just the conversation is by us performing and really enjoying and fulfilling our career is enough. And then suddenly you have to be, you've been asked to kind of justify what you do because somebody disagree with you or see disability as something very limited, or somebody with disabilities, intellectual disabilities, any kind of disability is not a whole person to be independent, or they are holy people, very angelic, that are not untouchable and not real. So this extreme put people with disability in a place of everyone interfere in their lives without knowing them, without actually really care. It's all assumptions that trying to kind of, some people suppress the disability community because it's uncomfortable. So in that case, people, I think, missing out of great new voices that been here for long. Throughout our journey, we meet a lot of artists with disabilities, activists, and they have minds that are so interesting. The conversation we have with the people we meet is refreshing, it's insightful, it's so beautiful. And what we're trying to say, oh my God, is you have to listen because it's quite exciting. And you have to get out of yourself and what you think about others. And we live in a world that, you know, everybody's criticizing everyone, if it's disability, if it's color, if it's race, if it's gender. Everybody think they can just say whatever they want about people and decide for them and decide if it's good or bad or what it should be. And I'm glad that a lot of people with disabilities are very stubborn people. I really like this trait for a lot of people with disability that suffered a lot of kind of repression and learned to be independent. They are super stubborn and they're quite loud and very clever. And I really like this voice.
I would assume it contributes a lot to the art to have a strong voice like that.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. If you will see a lot of artists with disabilities here in Europe, their work is extraordinary. Their voice is loud and very clear and very clever and very refreshing. And just this is adding to art and culture and society and to people that like aesthetics and culture and art. There's always this conversation that needs to happen. It's a good thing and annoying thing, because again, you always, when you have disability, always have to promote it and to explain. It's a part of, until society will know that it really doesn't matter. So while working on this project, you always have to champion something, though all you want to do is just to have a party and perform and travel the world. It's coming with the message, without us wanting this message to be what we are. They're first of all amazing performers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I think though, with powerful art and just quality art that you guys are a part of, and that you guys get to not just share locally in the UK, but just to take and show the entire world a type of art like that. I mean, it's just a matter of time. I think that showing something like that to so many cultures starts just a domino effect.
Yes, yes. What do you think, Ruby? Is it nice to go to different cultures and perform in different countries and different cultures? Why it's so important?
It's great to travel the world, perform, do our thing. everyone loves, no haters, no protesters.
One of the things that I've been talking with Daniel a little bit about was just how you got started. Do you want to talk a little bit about what kind of brought you into the group and why you wanted to pursue this as a career?
Well, because I've always dressed like a boy, and my sister found him online, and I wanted to do drag. So when I came to and saw it, I was like, oh my God, I'm in drag syndrome. How amazing is this? And so many people with so many friends, and it was great to be part of it.
Awesome. So you've been on the road a lot.
Yeah.
So when you're traveling on the road, do you get the same type of welcome at every place? Is every show got the same energy, or have you noticed it different?
Sometimes, because when we went to, I think it was America, we had a really good greeting about drag syndrome. But everyone was clapping, everyone was cheering, it was great. Oh yeah, everyone always loves us. And we deserve to be there to perform and make everyone's lives easier. If they hate us, mate, get away from my face.
Yeah, I think she's right. Everywhere we go, we get really warm reception.
And sometimes we have bad negativity from people. Like in America, for instance, there's lots of protesters. That was terrible for us.
Did you kind of expect that coming to America?
Not at all, no. I never thought that happened, but when it did, I was like, oh my God, are you serious? I was shocked.
Yeah. But the organization that invited us, we had great warm welcome from them. They all came to the airport to cheer them, and they sent a limousine to take them to their hotel. And there were a lot of press there, very supportive press. So we did get a good welcome as well, negative and positive.
And that show sold out, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, the show sold out in 3 hours. And then we asked to add an encore show that was sold out as well.
Ruby, what stands out to you as the most memorable performance you've ever done?
Definitely Berlin.
Oh, yeah? What was special about Berlin?
Well, I met the guy of my dreams, which I love, and the crowd was wild, and I loved that so much.
What else did you like about this gig?
I just told you, Pansy.
What else?
The crowd, the food, everything really. But especially being with Daniel, because he's perfect.
Yeah, right.
You are, Daniel.
So what other gigs?
Some days me and you will argue, sometimes we'll stop.
Yeah. What other gigs did you like to perform in?
Well, I like Cardiff, because I had Ernie Sparkles, the drag queen. He was brilliant.
I wanted to know about your performances, not about people that you...
My performances were amazing. They are mind-blowing because I'm always bendy and they make everyone get crazy, get mad, and they're doing that thing. I just my band is getting a wow factor.
What else? What other gig in all the gigs that we did? What did you enjoy best?
Well, you know, the audience, the drinking, the hanging out with my Daniel voice.
But which gig? Do you remember a favorite place that you performed that you loved?
Berlin!
Because it was the last one.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Well, that just sounds like a true artist, and that your last one was always your best one.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Ruby, do you feel like drag empowers you?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How did you first get into drag?
Well, you know, I was watching Drag Race on Netflix, and I was so into it. And so my sister found Daniel online to get me into drag, and I loved it so much. I felt like a king. I was like, oh my God, I am such a king, and I loved it.
Awesome. So you said, I know you mentioned before that your skills are unmatched, that you're the best at what you do. How did you hone those skills over time?
Well, you know, I did it for a long time, since I was a kid, since I was in festivals, clubs, everything like that. They always, everyone goes, "Oh my God, you're so good. It's not dance with you." You go, "No, you can't because you're too drunk."
Okay. Do you feel like there were any obstacles or anything that made this harder for you to get to where you're at?
No, really, no. I just love it.
So you found what you loved and you've been doing it ever since, pretty much.
Yeah, I just love being a performer and being in drag. But my process when I dance, I do pole dancing, lots of hand work and all that stuff, whatever you work and stuff, and that's how I get my dance moves to make me more flexible as always.
Did you go to like a dance school?
No, not really, no, but I did do ballet at the Royal Opera House in London, and it was really good because then it was like, oh my God, Ruby is so good. So I went to do ballet and it was awesome. I did a private ballet class in my house in Hertford, where I used to live, and I just became the best person I've ever seen.
Yeah, work it. Why not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Ruby, what if I'm just coming to a show for the first time? I don't know anything about it. I'm just coming for the first time. All my friends say it's great. I want to come. What is something that you want me to get from your performance?
The inspiration, because when you look at the performers that are in drag, and you might think, why are they doing drag? Why other people or not people? Well, to me, people are drag, and if you love drag, just come to our show, love us, or be a biggest fan, get in contact. But if you hate drag, mate, you have to get lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see you guys come back to the US. I would suspect that you guys would sell out again very, very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, there is a lot of interest, and mainly a few people with Down syndrome contacted us saying they would love to meet us and to collaborate with us. In the first show in Grand Rapids, a member of the audience contacted us before. He said that he really wants to join us, so we met in the halftime, and he went on stage with us and performed as one of us, and
Yeah.
it was absolutely great. And we're going
He was a brilliant dancer.
Brilliant dancer, yes.
Yeah.
Another guest artist joined up on stage. And then we got a lot of requests for performances and appearances around the USA. So in the near future, we probably will come again. We met amazing people, very interesting.
Oh yeah, Lady Dio.
Yeah, we met great other queens and
Brit and all that.
Yeah, and we sold out 2 shows with great audience that really interested in performance and culture. So it was a very successful event. You know, I know that it's not representing America what happened, because this kind of discrimination and direct discrimination happens everywhere, all around the world. It's not a national thing, especially to the States. But what we learned is like there are actually people judging people without knowing the facts and interfering in people's life in negative way when they don't know anything about them and what they want and what they need. And so also we learned that a lot of people with disabilities don't have a loud enough voice. And because of that, people interfere in their lives and make their lives poorer, actually. And instead of parading and giving people with disability more space in society, again, it's trying to kind of push away. And if we give artists a chance, they can just actually develop what called art and bring something new to new audiences.
Ruby, do you feel like including people with disabilities is important for drag?
Yeah, I think it is, because it's really good to encourage other people who don't with disabilities to come on stage and dance with us.
So is that something that happens at a lot of your shows where the audience
Yeah, it has to be,
performs?
because we need to encourage other people with disabilities and something to be part with us so they can dance with us, like we had in America.
And so this has happened like worldwide. Whenever you travel, you're that inclusive that anybody that wants to come and celebrate and be a part of your art gets the chance to.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel to see people want to be a part of what it is that you're doing?
Well, it feels really nice to meet those people out and about. And the disabled, I think, is important for all of us, because if they come and dance backstage to see us and want to dance with us, you're always welcome to.
It's something, again, for us, a person is a person. So, of course, there is around us more people with visible and invisible disabilities. For us, it's the norm. It's this is how we roll. And we don't have to apologize and talk about it too much. People that's surprised that this is how it is and how wonderful it is, again, missing out because diversity is spice of life. And we have a lot of spice, and that's why we're surrounded by people with different disabilities. That means we have very colorful people around us, and it's fun all the time. And again, every disability is so unique, and every person with their own disability is so unique. It's always very exciting. You don't meet the same person again. That's why in this tour we meet hundreds and hundreds of people, very interesting people. And what personally I learn is, like, again, every disability is so personal that I usually ask, when I meet somebody, their specific disability and their specific thing, and then you realize that this kind of universe, a person with a very unique universe and a very unique way of looking at things. And by working with this company, again, we meet what's called disability, and for us it's so normal. And when we get asked too many questions about disabilities, like to talk about something that you do every day and it's the norm, and suddenly you have to talk about the mundane, that for you it's the mundane, for others it's too intense, a big topic or something new. I guess that's the way of the world, but I think if you hang around with us and see us performing, you'll understand that art and disability is such an amazing combination.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Ruby, you have any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do.
Go for it.
Okay.
The stage is yours.
Thank you. Anyway, so I love to encourage other people with disabilities or mental health, anything like that. If they want to come and see us perform, they're always welcome to. And I just want to say, you guys are making us dream come true and making us a really good time and having a good time with us. And if you want to come out for a drink sometime, we can all go out for drinks as a group.
Great.
That's it.
Anything else?
That's it.
Is there a topic?
Only one thing about the haters.
Yes, please address them.
Well, this will blow your mind off. Okay, well, if the haters hate us, then just carry on hating us. I mean, who cares? I mean, we're all performers, we're all disabled, we all got the right to be who we are and live as life in drag and perform on that stage, make everyone love us. And if we come to one of our shows, the haters, you see that we're not just people in drag. You see that we're professional artists. That's what we're about. We're all professional artists. We're all working as performers, and that's what we are.